fascinating. She'd be like, yeah, you know, it was just a woman who owns a dice business, you know.
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them.
I talked to the entity you told me about. Her name is Nia, and she's a novelty dice maker.
A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep.
She's not a sorceress or some other entity. She's a businesswoman like you. No, ma'am, I have felt her aura. She is not the one to blame for the curse. She may be involved, but I don't have a way to question the malignant entity further.
I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom? How did she explain the curse?
She looks perplexed.
The narrative she's built herself, it does need tearing down. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. The uncertainty is killing her. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire.
She says there is no curse because there are too many inconsistencies. The source is in the taxidermist shop. He became involved in arts darker than taxidermy and brought the void spirits down upon this place. Honestly, I don't have answers yet. There are still leads to be followed, like the strange radical computer thingy. There's another entity more malignant pulling the strings of Martinez. Perhaps in my travels I'll cross paths with it. That's a lie, screw it.
Oh, how horrid! I knew something wasn't right about that place. Tell me, did you find a way to break the curse?
Yes, I performed the ancient Seminese dispelling rites. The commercial area is doomed no more. Yes, I called upon the spirit of Guillemillon to banish the curse in a flash of disco brilliance. Yes, I despooked it. The curse is definitely gone. I'm afraid that I can only identify the source. You have to call some other experts to lift it. Let's just say I've broken the curse.
Of course. I trust my Seminese wards and charms kept you safe while you perform the ancient rites.
He looks at you with sudden admiration.
All that matters is that the energies are retreating. I can already feel the curse lifting. It will be a long time until we're fully free of it, of course. But still, thank you, officer. Truly, you've brought a better psycho-emanation to this humble bookstore, and that's no small achievement.
She so badly wants this to be over. She would have believed anything. It will only last a day or two, a week tops. Then her mood will sour and she will feel the curse again.
All right then. All's well that ends well. Should we return to our ordinary lives?
We did some Twin Peaks, boys. Love to see it. Right, what do I want to spend my point on? I kind of want to put it in Inland Empire. I think it's one of my favorite checks so far. I'll do logic because I want to check the envelope that Everett gave me. It's like a little bit of a waste, but
You take the legal documents out of the
92%. Come on.
At 12th, there is
Thank
no
you.
loophole. The simple truth is the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
Look, Kim, pointed to the photocopy. These people are going to have to move away. Can we do something about it?
I should have seen it.
The lieutenant frowns and reads over the document again.
Evrard probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone. However, we'll need access to the coast before we do anything. Evrard won't believe you got villager signatures if you can't even get to the village. You can try a forgery as soon as we can cross the waterlock.
Sweet. Alright. That was worth. I'm going to forge the signatures. I'm going to save those people's houses. Because I'm cool. Right, so we're getting some stuff to recycle, which is good. I'm pretty sure we can like turn this in. Which is good. That's locked.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Conceptualization. Really wish there was like a shortcut around there though. It was a little bit too long. Let's go see if I can drop these in. That's a bin. I'll grab that, I guess.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
Case solved.
Cracked it. All in a good day's work.
Wait, what did I crack exactly? Open shut, I don't even think about this anymore. Goodbye, finish that.
What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
It's her husband, the missing husband. It's the future leader of a political uprising. It's some third option.
Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit. Didn't she repeatedly tell you her husband isn't missing though? But he is missing. You heard her. The worry in her voice.
Give me champagne, I'm
There's
going
no
in.
need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the working class woman what you found right now.
This is so daft. Where can't I play hard? Nobody works harder.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Interesting. I don't want to be without Kim. Kim's great.
Officer, the mere sight of police in Martinez makes me feel safer already.
Convince
How
him
can
to
I help you?
convince him to relinquish his sandwich. Love it. You're right, I'm a cockatoo.
Excuse me?
I went and read up on them just like you said, and I've even decided on what type of cockatoo I am. Want to know?
I don't know. The most talkative one?
No, I'm the funeral cockatoo.
The what now?
The funeral cockatoo is the most depressing one.
You truly are one strange cop, aren't you?
Protect and save, madam, I found your husband.
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing.
But you said you didn't know where he was.
And I specifically added that I didn't need to know where he was.
Well, I found him nevertheless, I'm not good.
Very well then. Where is he?
Right around the corner, he's wet himself. There, point to the working class drunk man near the sea. Our hammer towing comrade wars at the bottom of those stairs.
Excuse me?
She blinks, I don't follow.
I don't follow.
There's something else hiding in her voice though. A trace of worry.
I found a working class drunk and thought he might be yours.
Right, 'cause working class women come with alcoholic husbands. You know what?
Remember, about that what?
Never say.
Never ever say what.
I never. I'm not saying what.
You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband. Although not that one.
But you told me your husband's alright.
I did, and he is. He's also an alcoholic.
So is he missing as well?
No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park, or in Shamrock somewhere. Drinking with his friends.
She looks away.
I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
She's completely forgotten about her book, staring blank into the distance instead.
There. She's worried now.
Kim, is it just me or do we have a missing persons case? Don't worry, I'm going to find him and bring him back home. Well, if he's with his friends, then he's not really missing. No need for the police to get involved.
She sighs, but you can detect a slight hint of gratitude and relief from her face.
All right, go ahead. Do you have any questions?
What does your husband look like?
Honestly, not that different from you.
So let me guess. He's disco. Like a late stage alcoholic. Right, we're dealing with a cop.
Oh, thank God, no. It hasn't come down to this yet.
Why did you say that your husband resembles me then?
Well, he's slightly chubby.
I see, what else?
What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. I made it myself.
She sighs, her voice slightly quivering when she adds.
It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change. I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it?
She looks back at you, shaking her head. Well, if the jacket is really that cool, then I can totally understand.
Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra lining helps him keep warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch cold.
She's thinking about him out in the cold, in some park, or on the coast. And it's making her more and more worried.
When did you last see him?
Yesterday morning, he went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home. Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. Just makes me feel weak.
Alright, so quick timeout. I just want to point out this is genuinely brilliant. Genuinely brilliant in every way possible. This is a random person who's just at the bookshop. We spoke to them and essentially we're being a phallus. Joking and saying, oh, there's your husband, he's an alcoholic over there. And it was actually that had her be like, yeah, no, actually he is an alcoholic, by the way. And he has actually kind of wandered off. It's just brilliant. The layers are just fantastic in how it is built together. And creates this wonderful, almost like almost just a very human interaction. Like no one's gonna give you everything straight away, are they? Do you know what I mean? It's just brilliant. Like it's just so good how it just pulls the threads and slowly unravels before your eyes.
Gone for around 36 hours then. Damn, this is a missing persons case. She turns away from you in an attempt to recover.
I think I got it, thanks.
So you are going to look for him?
She genuinely wants you to now. Don't make her ask.
Yes, I will bring him back home to you. Take the case.
Thank you. Please do. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself. I'm still sure of that.
She tries to maintain a brave front, even though her eyes reveal the opposite.
I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57, Kim Kitsuragi, know?
He gives her a slip of paper.
I will. Of course, officer. As I said, it's probably nothing.
Thanks. I'll leave now. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of stuff to recycle. Is the post box?
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
Yeah, so we don't want to post it just yet. Right, now apparently I can recycle the bottles.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Insert bottles.
Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
2 real. Great money.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent.
4 real. Alright, so we can recycle. That's good. Bit annoying that, like, you need to have the bag equipped for you to be able to actually pick them up, but 2 real is 2 real, you know? Right, I'm kind of not entirely sure what to do.
can I help you?
What am I bill for tonight?
Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
Alright, at least we've done that. And we're just shy of halfway to tomorrow's payment.
The door is closed. Still no answer. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. He doesn't like where this is going.
How do I get up on the roof? Whirling in rags. It's one of those where, like, I don't know, I just need to do something to pass the time. So, like, I just look at my case files or something. Let's have a little look at the map, shall we? Barbell, pain threshold, map wall, bird's nest boy, a bird's nest Roy. Okay. These are all locked. Where's that? The mirror. That's the monument. Sleeping dockwear. Alright, so we kinda haven't really got like anything that we can do right now, it looks like. Or maybe I have to like read some more case files or something to help progress the time? Question mark.
Right to work!
Right, okay, I'll do that. I'll do that, so. Would love to get on the roof though. But yeah, I don't think there's actually much more that I can physically do right now. Right, I will be right back. I'm just going to quickly visit the lavatory and replenish my water. Don't go away. I'm very hyped to see what happens with the case as we progress into this evening and indeed beyond. So, do bear with. I'll be right back. Don't go away. We are back. We're back with Dubois. Let's go. Let's kick it. Let's do it. So I think what will best thing to do is like pass time is to just read case notes.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Smell the ledger.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Read a case file.
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Which one do you want?
The next world mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. Cause of failure: rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class." People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the next world mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Do I ever find out who came up with it?
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Read on.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options.
Keep the mural, it is right.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us.
All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class.
In any case, it appears to have been a rare case of civil activity in the quarter, and agreement as well. What do you want to tackle next?
Alright, the unsolvable case.
AKA Leslie and Burke, AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything.
This is a pants-free
It's just
stream.
what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear-view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which, in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression.
Couldn't we just keep them off the streets?
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition, because that's where the action is. Can you keep yourself off the streets? Threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Public indecency.
Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. The officer is also drunk. Way more drunk than Burke there. And let's be fair, you also have party eyes. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face, then proceed to beat him unconscious with it.
Violence.
In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke. He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore. Can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke. Who knows? But both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved. Which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
You bet I do. A square bullet hole murders.
It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape.
But
that's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead.
a sequence killer.
Who knows? Those pages are missing. What next? Don't worry. One day you may still catch the man with the square gun.
Murder on the parlour.
Murder. Tum 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 at the hookah parlor was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead, of circumstances completely unconnected to murder at the hookah parlor.
Wait, how?
Beaten to death by a throng of Villalobos gang members when him and his partner J.M., only initials mentioned, answered a call one night. It's a sad story, and it isn't really represented in your case files. Stop stalling and get to the murder at the hookah parlor. Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve. Was doing it solo. Said it was a real nutcracker, a real brain twister. Was on it for, like, a month. The captain got impatient. Shit or get off the pot, Mills. Mills didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with every theory as outlandish as they seemed. Still couldn't solve the murder at the hookah parlor. Tough case, he said. Toughest he's ever had.
Wait, was Joseph Mills a good cop?
No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor, too.
Ugh.
The worst jokes you've ever heard. Really rapey.
Ugh.
Still, he'd been on it for months now. Said it was the final case. Said it was uncrackable. That murderer vanished into thin air. That goddamn hookah parlor was all he talked about. Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum-flavored vapor all day.
Stupid.
Yeah, so anyway, young man in his 20s found with his skull busted open, right on the floor of the hookah parlor. in the middle of the day. No one else is in there, only client that day. In perfect health, too. Some kind of movie producer. No one enters, no one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning, all noon, like he usually does. He's a regular. No calls, nothing. Just sucking on the hookah until 15:45. Then bam, he's dead on the floor with his skull busted open, blood everywhere. What happened? How can it be? Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin, movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. Nothing fits. Eerie. Man just dropped dead. So you go to the parlor. You see cushions around the table. Table's low, heavy, really sharp edge.
He sucked Tuka, stood up, passed out, hit his head on the table, and died.
See? You can't even read the thing without solving it. Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. It turns off your brain's oxygen supply, and you don't notice it until you get up to go to the bathroom.
And what was he doing there for 6 hours?
Smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Trying to come up with a movie script, maybe. Anyway, that was murder at the hookah parlor. Joseph Mills wasn't a good detective, and about 30 minutes has passed, piecing it together. Next. Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Crack it on the knee-like bag. Right, we'll try this again.
Just relax. The two sides of the board are slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off the slides. All you need to do is bend the plastic on your knee, slowly. The slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just,
Slide the drawer open.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Pick up the sticker stubs, pick up the card. Okay. Pick up the ticket
2
stubs.
octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too.
Pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Smell it?
It smells of chewing gum. Apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon. The end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
But it will make me happy. Keep reading.
Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on.
Hold on.
To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
False ideas. This is an unexpected turn of events. What?
There is nothing.
Are you joking me?
Again. Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small... That's me. Blue eyes. That's me. Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion.
I can't tell if this is
Even
new
in
or
the
not.
darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
No, I was cool.
The call when you're dead, brother.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
What was the X something? Where is Void? Right, hold on. So my name appears to be Harry.
Your name is fuck all.
It certainly ain't Harry.
Then what is it?
Your name is passed out on the ground, dragged around by one of the other evil apes. They're taking you somewhere.
What was the X something?
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
Yes, that.
Don't prod at it. It will start moving again.
Where is Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Enough, just let them.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules. No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
What is that? It's cold.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Yo, so I legit thought I died and that was the game because the title card came up and I was about to be absolutely raging with fury. But it seems fine. I'm just annoyed that it was like nearly 9 o'clock in game and we needed to go and see that guy. So that's fantastic.
The upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
The lieutenant is extending a small container to your mouth. Drink.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Drink.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
I should ask you the same. I came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of my past, Lieutenant. Conclude. I was dehydrated. It wasn't happen. It won't happen again. I start climbing out of the motor car. I came into contact with the burned-out ruins of my past. So I'm sorry I skipped some text there because I was just like really confused. So passed on the ground. Yeah, so I can't actually go back further than what I missed, but it's fine.
That does sometimes happen.
Does sometimes happen. He hands you the remains of the ledger. Ledger of failure and
He
hatred.
replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Let's solve this case.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Oh, special item.
Rigorous self-critique. Here it is. Hard facts from the man you are. You once jerked off in the locker room and were caught. You held a young woman by the arm and kept her in your apartment for 20 minutes against her will. That's right. These are not flights of fancy. These are real deeds, Harry, emerging from the darkness of your past. You tried shooting a fleeing suspect in the foot, but hit him in the pelvis, crippling him for life. And, above all, you let life defeat you. All the gifts your parents gave you, all the love and patience of your friends, you drowned in a neurotoxin. You let misery win, and it will keep on winning till you die, or overcome it.
Int and Psi, red check failures, heal 1 morale. Phase and MOT, red check failures, heal 1 health. Learning cap for pain threshold raised to 6. So that's a pretty good thing. And I have the white mirroring thought now, apparently. But I don't have a slot to internalize it. What does this do? Temporary research bonus minus 1 authority. Okay. You see yourself from above, you're passed out on the blue tiles of the hostel room floor. Even from the distance, you can see your eyelids flutter at the mention of what? A great white object letting out its sweet smell like the lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten his name, but he still remembers the feeling, and look, he moves. The feeling animates him. It instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Comrade Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. Interesting. So we're now not negative, and our authority score is 5. So that's pretty good. The Ledger of Failure and Hatred. This is the same ledger you found in the trash, only worse somehow. It makes you think about the letter, about the woman's handwriting, about the wanting to get out, about not wanting to get out of bed in the morning.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board,
Slide the
without
door open.
resistance or sound. The 2 panels move.
Okay,
It's
close.
slightly, ever so slightly.
Put the ledger away. What bonuses does this grant me? Inland Empire and Empathy, but it gives you less. Sorry. That doesn't give me a bonus. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. It says the bonus is there. Right. Hold on. Right, get rid of that. Right. Take that back. That doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. Alright, so it's just the clipboard that... Oh, it adds 2 to Inland Empire. Oh, so it adds 1 to Inland Empire and Empathy, but like does a minus on authority. Okay, sweet. Right. Right, let's go to the apartment building. I honestly thought the game was over then. I was about to be really, really annoyed. But it was just a loading screen. They got me. I'll give it that. I don't wanna go. Where's the upstairs? through the door, thank you. Oh look, it's the guy.
Gendarmerie, you found me.
The young man on the balcony gives you a bright smile before taking another drag from his cigarette.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights, its distant streets and motorways flashing like diamonds. It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight.
Yes, the cleaning lady let us in.
Beautiful.
He replies, smiling as he looks at you. Something sparkles in his eyes.
So tell me, are you here to make things right again?
That's what I'm aiming for, yes. Honestly, I'm just trying not to screw anything up. I'm not going to make things just right, I'm going to make them spectacular. Ignore the question, I was hoping to talk to you as a potential witness. Let's go with this one.
Beautiful.
He says again. A nearby street lamp casts shadows on his chin, drawing out the slender cheekbones.
I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight. I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
He nods towards door 28. By the way, I'm really digging the view here. Point to the city skyline.
Mm-hmm. That's why I chose this place.
He looks away.
This is special, isn't it?
His cigarette and glowing in the dark.
Wait. Suddenly you are digging things?
The lieutenant whispers to you, shaking his head. Is it Friday tonight? It feels like Friday.
Yeah, it does feel like the end of the week. Such gentle weather.
Why would I want to meet your friend?
Trust me, you do.
Very well, I'll talk to him, but first I want to talk to you. I have so many questions. Proceed.
That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
He takes another drag of his unfiltered cigarette and looks around. It's getting dark and the neighboring windows have lit up one by one.
Besides, I've got to run.
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad.
But I just found you again. Go on if you must, I don't care. I don't care about people leaving me all the time.
Just look at it. It's a beautiful night. Who's going to stay in on a night like this?
Only if you promise we'll talk again. It's important.
Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth as you're saying those words.
We'll talk. Just not tonight. Take care, alright?
Oh, another 70 XP. Level up, let's go. Alright.
And he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for him.
There's something so different about him that I can't put my finger on. Why is he always leaving?
Detective? It's a mystery.
He's turning his face away from you.
Different, of course.
His shirt. Why is his shirt always unbuttoned? He's such a good listener. I like talking to him. There's something mysterious about the way he talks and moves. He smells good. Why on earth does he smell so good?
Something so mysterious about the way he talks.
The lieutenant squints his eyes, trying to hold back laughter. Very mysterious.
Very. Come on, detective. Let's go. We've got a potential witness to interview. His Sunday friend, remember?
He nods at the apartment door before you. We're gonna save. In case it's a trap. A quarterly business magazine. Dishes. An empty ashtray. Flyers for underground parties. An old photo of the same apartment dated year 01. An exquisite comfy bed, broken pieces, and then we've got
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
the man in business casual removes his cufflinks.
You shouldn't be seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason you feel this man is your superior. Superior, but he's not in the command chain.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur-la-Clé. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
No, first ask an innocuous personal question to get the interview off on the right foot. Yes, make it clear you're the one setting the terms here.
Show him the silk robe before we get to that. Tell me where you got this beautiful silk robe from. Show him the samurai hat. We'll get to that right after you tell me the story behind the black samurai hat. Before we go on, I absolutely have to inquire about this wonderful canopy. I'm gonna ask over about the robe.
Oh, we got it from an atelier in the East Delta Commerce Center. Personally, I think it's a little culturally insensitive, but the material is great. Sadly, the shop is now out of business. That's really all I can tell you about it.
He forms a little rooftop with his fingers. Cold air sweeps in from the balcony.
That didn't work at all. The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
It didn't work. Alright. You actually witnessed the lynching.
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
The man gives a solemn nod. Turn to the lieutenant. This is just the break we've been looking for. Is it because you did it? Start from the beginning if you don't mind. I'm gonna go for this.
Easy, detective. No need to jump to conclusions.
Alright, start from the beginning.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
He holds out his hands and blossoms his fingers, like a drama teacher setting the scene.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one. That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this.
Sounds like the victim was unconscious, or at least incapacitated. Well done, detective.
Who were they? Can you describe them?
I couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very Martinez. Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities.
How many of them were there?
I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8?
The lieutenant sends you a sharp look at the mention of that number.
Were any of them huge? Like 200 kilograms huge? Do any of them look like drummers?
That's a giant you're describing. No, they were all quite human, as far as I could tell.
Did any of them look like drummers, though?
Drummers? Why, no. But then, I don't know what a drummer is supposed to look like.
I think we can drop the drummer angle. That was my bad.
That was my bad. What happened next?
I went back inside.
Were you able to see anything from inside?
Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices. They were threatening to kill that poor man.
What ethnicity were they? Were they men, women?
All men, I presume. But again, I couldn't see very clearly.
What ethnicity were they?
I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw 2 Areopagites among them. And I am quite certain that one spoke with a Mesk accent.
Next.
Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was oddly quiet for a public lynching.
What do you mean nothing happened? They lynched the guy?
Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no anything.
You're right, that does sound strange.
I'm afraid I don't have anything else to add.
About what time was all this happening, approximately?
All I can say is that it was late.
So let me get this straight. You didn't actually witness the hanging itself, did you?
No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day.
It seems this wasn't the break you were hoping for. I think we have everything we need. Thank you for talking to us, Mr. Villedroit.
Of course. Anything I can do to assist the RCM.
What's an official like you doing in Martinez?
The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
Okay, but what are you doing here in this apartment?
Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here.
So you're some kind of bureaucrat?
Yes, as I said before, I am a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stabilité. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Inter.
Wait, there isn't actually an Institute of Price Stability, is there? Or maybe there is. God, it's impossible to understand whether someone from the Moral Intern is joking or not.
What is the international community?
La Communauté Internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the Coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution.
And what do I call the coalition?
Your employer, technically speaking. The governing authority of Revachol. The RCM is but one part of this provisional administration. It is the most important thing.
That doesn't tell me anything.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread doesn't change.
Précisément.
Précisément.
Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stabilité works to keep inflation just below 2%.
This is fascinating, but I wanted to ask you something else.
But not too far below, no. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%.
You're not answering my questions at all.
The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
Sure, give me a leaflet.
A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the Moral Inter. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the Moral Intern's commitment to transparency.
Enough business, let's talk about something
Whatever
else.
you wish, officer.
Can you tell me about your friend?
Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
Where's Kedra?
Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, their potential membership is a more contentious issue.
What do you mean?
That it's never going to happen. They entered negotiations in 21, and it's been pending ever since.
That doesn't tell me anything about Kedra itself. Is it warm there, cold, something between?
It's warm. It's also known for its mandarin trees and dust storms from Supramundi. Kedra's an emerging market, but it still has a long way to go. Maybe that's why my friend's menage decided to emigrate.
You still haven't told me who he is.
Sorry. Who?
Your friend, the smoker on the balcony, we were just talking to him.
But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
Fine, but what's his real name?
Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right?
So all you can tell
Please
me...
don't put me in this situation.
So all you can tell me about him is that he's
He's
studied the
deeply
arts.
enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes. He's a
Which
truly
arts?
free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
What are you doing in this apartment by yourself?
I'm just enjoying the view.
What view? It's dark outside.
Listen,
What? I'm not hearing anything.
the Insulindian Bay.
What about it?
This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then. A few walls have been added here and there, leaving some of the tenants without a private bathroom or a kitchen. But the million real view stays. You can't take that away.
He knocks on the balcony door, his face mirrored in the darkened glass. I was asking about your friend.
My friend comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's a busy bee.
A busy bee. What an odd choice of words.
I had something
I'm
else in
all
mind.
ears, officer.
Thanks, I've got all I need.
A moment, officer. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
Hold on, why can't we talk later?
It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
That's not the real reason he's so apprehensive. Men in his position shouldn't be seen loitering around in underprivileged young men's apartments in the middle of the night.
I'm not going anywhere, I just want to take a look around the apartment.
Sure, go ahead. It's a...
This is definitely not an else I can interact with.
Was there anything else? Of course.
Alright, yeah, I actually don't think I have anything else to ask him about. Interesting. Annoyingly, I'm not really sure we gain very much from that, which is a bit annoying given that I kind of sat here for the entirety of the in-game day.
Give me a moment.
Thanks, I'm off. One logic, super logical for a cop to wear this. Insensitive bachelor party vibes. One drama, become the dragon. One electrochemistry, become an addict in a strange basking robe. That's cool. Annoyingly, I really don't feel like I'm much further along. I really hope that would kind of yield more.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Titus does not look particularly happy to see you. I found someone who saw the hanging a witness.
A witness? You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this.
That's just cop tactics, Titus. Next, he's gonna tell you one of us already rolled on the others, and he's in witness protection.
My witness isn't a local.
Well, let's hear it then. Who is your mystery fella?
This goes without saying, but nonetheless, don't give out his name.
Who he is irrelevant.
It's like you said, Al. Copper's coming up with this on the spot. There is no witness.
I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They are desperate. Tell us, Copper, what wacky claims did he make?
I point out this.
Arabagite? Boss, I think he's trying to say me and Theo.
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there too. I already told you. We were all there.
The witness said the hanging went down very quietly, no commotion.
It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy Boys are dead silent.
Yeah, it's like they put cowbells on you before they send you to the streets. What's with the cowbells, policeman?
They're avoiding having to answer this question.
I imagine you guys drinking and singing lynching songs. What's with the funeral silence?
We were drinking, weren't we, guys? I hit the bottle hard. I was drunk as fuck.
Right, I'm convinced, Glenn. Nothing off here. Just a regular hanging.
Bullseye. Glenn looks around uncomfortably. The lieutenant hit a nerve.
That means absolutely nothing to me. Sounds like some made-up horse shit.
It means the whole scene was long and drawn out, like it was from a film.
What is this fella's problem? Sorry we didn't make it more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing on our minds, you see?
Shanky, it's Shanky, right? I thought there's something wrong about the lynching story. Now I know there was.
You don't know shit.
I know you are lying, Shanky.
He writes in his notebook.
You didn't break this wagon fort, but you did manage to rattle the people inside a bit.
Great witness.
So much bluster to hide the fact that they're uncomfortable with you having this info.
It's even. It's even, but I don't like it.
Can I help you?
Let's review our notes, Kim. After another day on the case.
Yes? What do you want to know?
Now that we've inspected the scene, I want to know about this pissing competition you mentioned.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
What kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Ah, so this is a struggle over who runs Martinez.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite a brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary, somewhere in your mind hangs a dark green blackboard. There are two columns. One says, cases solved. The other, confirmed kills.
For some reason, I thought you had 104 solved cases.
Well, technically. The official record keeper has been known to double count murder-suicides.
A common accounting gimmick used to inflate precinct stats.
Let's be honest, 102 is pathetic, very small. So you're still a good cop, right?
I'm good enough for this case. I'm not here to compete. I came because I had to. My fellow officers, the sergeants in particular, would have made this scene into a circus.
The rows are endless. Jean Vicmer, Judith Minot, a special consultant. What was his name? Then the rows degrade into green nothingness. Your brothers have left you.
I wonder what that says about me. I was sent to teach you a lesson in style. There can only be one conclusion. I'm the finest we have, a hero cop sent to outperform you in every way unimaginable. I must be an augury and apocalyptic omen sent by my people. Can you guess my message? Don't be scared. I think I have supernatural abilities. I probably have an unbelievable kill count. I'm gonna have to leave. I'm gonna leave why I was sent unspecified.
Okay. Style me.
It's impossible to tell whether he's serious or joking.
You should ease up a bit. You need more looseness.
No, I don't. I used to. Plain clothes did the trick. For both of us, it seems. Now, Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition?
No,
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
He's actually glad it's addressed now.
Why did the 41 send me? Interesting that we can logic that. Let's do it.
Because you're the best qualified.
Wow.
No, that doesn't seem right.
Don't brain, I'm good for nothing. Great.
If you're so well qualified, why can't you remember why you were sent?
That's
anyway.
So good. Love that. Really, really helpful. Yup.
The bed is still cold from the broken window. And
go to sleep.